Bună ziua, stimați telespectatori DC News, DC News TV, Defense Romania. Așa după cum ați aflat, avem o emisiune cu totul și cu totul specială astăzi. În studioul nostru, excelențele lor, Ministrul adjunct al Apărării din Republica Coreea, excelența sa, domnul Sang-il. Your Excellency, welcome to our studio. Și binecunoscutul pentru dumneavoastră și nu numai, excelența sa, Ambasadorul Republicii Coreea la București, domnul Rim Kap-soo. Bine ați venit, excelența voastră. Ambasadorul, excelența sa, ambasadorul vorbește și limba română. Vom vorbi pentru ușurința dialogului în limba engleză și veți avea subtitrare. Desigur, alături de mine, faimosul redactor șef al Defense Romania, Tudor Curtifan, cu care vom modera împreună această emisiune. Te îmbrățișez, Tudor. Your Excellencies, it was last week a conference in Bucharest in the defense industry, which made a lot of noise. I understand it will be a huge cooperation between Romania and Korea. It's not something new you have in Eastern Europe. Your Excellency, Mr. Minister, I understand you were behind the Polish military industry and the high cooperation that Poland has with Korea right now in many fields, from cannons to airplanes, war aircrafts. And I understand you would be delighted to do the same thing for Romania. We have a strategical partnership, and you were strongly enhanced by the incredible work made by the Ambassador Rim Kap-soo and his team in Bucharest. And I understand you have many projects, military projects, weapons, defense industry you want to make in our country. How things are going on between our two countries now?
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for having me today. I'd like to say the special appreciation to DC News today, and also I'd like to have a chance to explain how Korean government is trying to do, and then what is our common goal for both countries. First of all, I think the common goal for both countries is that we can achieve some kind of reliable partnership for the Romania and Korea. That means we want some countries who can share our technologies together, and then who can produce our weapon systems inside of Romania, and then let Romania can produce, and then we can share those weapon systems together. If something happened in European continent and then something happened in Korea, we can share those items together, because the commonality of weapon systems is one of the most important factors to consider when we acquire weapon systems. So if we use some kind of independent, which is not connected to other weapon systems, it is very hard to operate in the battlefield. That's why, in that sense, we want reliable partnership countries, which is Romania now. So we want to build our strong cooperation inside of Romania. That is our goal. Yeah, I can say so.
And are you targeting some very specific programs? I know in the press we find out about the cannons.
Yes, sir.
I guess the K9, how is it called? Mm-hmm. The motor cannons. I heard something about the tanks, the K2. I also heard about the infantry war machine called the Redback.
Yes.
Those are things which are highly known in the Romanian military press now, and I understand the Romanian militaries are impressed by the capacities and the viability of those weapons.
Yes, sir. As you mentioned, K9 self-propelled howitzer already been contracted by two countries, and then this will lead another cooperation. That is going to be a Redback. I'm pretty sure that this Redback system is going to use the same chassis, and then same power packs, engine and transmissions together. That means you don't have to invest another the production capabilities for the acquiring new systems. So once you build your capability, production capability for K9, and then you will use that same the production line for Radback as well. So you can save the time and then save the money and budgets to produce more. So K9 system, when you produce enough numbers of unit of K9 systems, and then you will change to produce a Radback system inside of Romania. So even if this is not the time for contract of Radback system, but once you decide to have Radback system inside of Romania, it's going to be a very beneficial for the both countries. We can provide technologies and then the parts to produce inside Romania, and then also it's going to be a very efficient way to produce Radback. And then you will acquire the system which is made in Romania. So it'll be connected to the K9 system and the Radback system. You can also save the technicians and the logistic support systems in an efficient way.
I see.
So, as you always said, Ambassador, Korea want a long-term partnership in Romania, not only to sell.
All right. First of all, thank you so much for this invitation. Vă mulțumesc pentru invitație.
Cu plăcere, excelența voastră.
Yeah. So yes, if I given some time to explain
Yes.
from the diplomatic point of view, as you said, we have been strategic partners since 2008. Just in this current situation in global affairs, because of the war in Ukraine, military conflict in the Middle East, so everything is very cloudy. So then under this current cloudy international environment, what should we do? I think first is that we have to reaffirm our core beliefs, ideas, values. That is the democracy, freedom, fundamental values, and the rule-based international orders. So we have to reaffirm about that. Second thing, then we have to find out the right partners, right? So when we do have as many partners as possible, that will be much easier for us to navigate these very tumultuous the waters, right? So under this current international system, the current international environment, I think Romania is one of our very trusted partners. I can say, as the ambassador of the Republic of Korea to Romania, for me, our strategic partnership is going further beyond, and it should be materialized with something concrete on the ground for the people. Just on the street, the people should realize, this is a true strategic partnership. So I have been focusing on economic side to translate our strategic partnership to bring it much solid ground, which our both peoples should be aware of the values of our strategic partnership. So and one of that project is defense area, as just the Deputy Minister said.
Mr. Minister, when do you think one of this program will be fulfilled and it will start, like the K9 cannons, auto cannons? Because I understand the Romanian part is, and also the NATO allies of Romania, especially the United States, are very keen to see that in Romania as fast as possible.
Yes, sir. As fast as possible, as quickly as possible, is the main role for providing those systems to Romania. At first, we will deliver a K9 system which is produced in Korea at first time. The sum of the numbers, some of the units of K9 will be delivered directly from Korea to Romania. But while we are delivering those items to Romania, we will start to make a production line inside of Romania. So Romanian defense industry will produce the rest of the K9 systems. It'll be soon started. Maybe 2026 is the target year for production. So you will have K9, which is made in Romania, is the part of your defense capability. And also, if you choose another systems, Radback systems and the main battles, the tank K2, and then it is going to be very same or similar to K9 system. The Radback is, as I explained to you, is going to use the same production line. And as for K2 main battle tank, maybe when you receive the product it in Korea, and when you receive it, and then while we are doing that, and then we will also make a production line inside of Romania, and then you will produce and manufacture the main battle tanks inside of Romania. I may say that I'm very much confident on the production capability in Korea. We can save the time, and then we can make it happen quicker than the other countries. So I already know that M1A2 will be delivered to your country soon. But once we make a kind of contract on K2 main battle tank, I can catch up the time of delivery of M1A2.
With that, we have to mention for our viewers that Korea, which is in top 10 economies of the world, it's a good example for us as well. It's also on the 6th place in what concerns the export of weapons all over the world. It's very high quality, very high technologies, and compared with others, very good prices, which is making Korea highly competitive compared with the United States and Israel and European countries, which it's something very, very important to say about that. So 2026, if everything goes round, we shall have the production lines in Romania, and which is, how shall I say, useful to us, because we don't know how the war in Ukraine will end and what will be the end of the war in Ukraine, even if we strongly support and we want Ukraine to win against the invasion, the Russian invasion over there.
So, Deputy, you mentioned the delivery time, and I think the delivery time is crucial after the Russian aggression in Ukraine. If you book now one weapon system, you need to wait a long time to receive that system. But Korea, how Korea companies manage to do that, to have such a good delivery time? Because you have a lot of production lines in Korea, I think.
Yes, sir. I can compare the running water systems. When you turn on the water, the tap inside your house, in the restroom, and then you can have the tap waters easily, because the water is inside the pipeline and the tank. For the Korean defense industry, we are still manufacturing weapon systems for Korean military purposes and also for the international cooperation. So even though you just make a contract at this time, we can save the time to deliver it, because once we decide, and then we can compare which one has the priority to be delivered. So when the NATO's needs requirements is prioritized, and then Korean government decide that this delivery should go to the Romania first, and then we can change the order of delivery. So that was happened to Poland. So when the first delivery of main battle tank and the howitzer was made right after 3 months after the contract, it is a tremendous of speed of delivery. So we were saying that was world record, but I can say that while we are having the mass production capability inside of Korea to meet the requirement for the Korean military own purpose, and then also for the requirement from our allied countries. So it's up to the situation at that time, but I can say that we will make it happen. The quicker delivery is the one of the top priority and the strong points.
Your Excellency, you are very well known in Bucharest and in Romania, where you made a lot of trips and you met a lot of people, normal people, highly officials, local officials. What do you think is the main obstacle, if there is any, between the relationships, the general relationships between Romania and Korea? Because those things with defense industry is not coming from nowhere. Romanians know very well the Korean companies like Samsung and the LG. They know very well, and they have a very good impressions with the Korean cars. You sell a lot of Korean cars of high quality in Romania and high fiability. There is, and you mentioned a lot of cultural events between Romania and Korea. But do you see obstacles between those our two countries?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm not saying there is an obstacle, but I witnessed some gap existing between two sectors when I first arrived here 2 years and a half years ago. I noticed a gap existing in terms of our bilateral relations. At one side, our diplomatic relations are just enjoying the best moments. A lot of the high-level exchanges and a lot of the media coverages also. But when it comes to economic cooperation dimension, it's quite low. Our total accumulated investments since our bilateral relations is established back in 1990, and the total is less than $1.2 billion. And our trade volume is also low, right? So I noticed the gap between political level and economic level. So how to narrow down this gap, how to bring up these economic figures up into our current strategic partnership level. That was my big task. So yes, I met with many people and just the exchanges, ideas and discuss. And many people remember that Daewoo, the quite old days in the 1990s, they very heavily invested in Craiova, Mongolia a lot. But when they withdrew, then nothing big investments was made. So lots of people, my Romanian friends, they emphasized to me to bring about another Daewoo. Right? So I came up with my own ideas and strategies. Right? So we cannot twist the arms of businessmen to come over here, right? But we have to devise the right strategy plan. So my strategy is that when we do focus on very important government-led big projects, when we have some kind of success story in that area, that will serve as the demonstration effect, inducements the effect, and the other small and medium-sized company and the other industry will also follow, right? So I talked to my friends in Romania that this approach is bus-to-bus approach, step-by-step approach, right? Yeah. So as you may know that last April in Seul we had summit, and our two presidents they adopted joint statement, and in that joint statement, Article 22, 23 is covering economic dimension, and our two heads of state designated 3 areas as the strategic cooperation areas. That is defense, nuclear energy, and infrastructure. So yes, so I think, right, when our two leaders designated those 3 areas as the strategic projects, it will not stop there. It will spill over into other areas also. So we have to start from those three strategic areas, and it will induce other companies, other businesses as well. Some kind of the trickle-down effect. So yes, as our Deputy Minister said, yes, we had already signed 2 contracts in defense area, and it is a very first good beginning. So we should move on. And in other sector, energy sector, we have also now making big progress also, and then some infrastructure projects is also on the way. So when we follow the guidance given by our 2 presidents, very clearly articulated in our joint statements, then I think our economic dimension will be also very highly motivated, highly elevated. I'm quite sure about that.
But I guess right now, Your Excellencies, Korea is the main Asian partner of Romania.
Yes.
We used to have very good relations with China. Now, from political reasons, those are decreasing sharply. It's not something between the people. It's the alliance, the difference alliance we're having part now. And also with Japan, that we have a strategic partnership, but they're not yet so much active on Romania as Korea it is. And you mentioned something very important. Once you make those factory in one of the locations you're going to choose in Romania, many other companies, Korean companies, will feel comfortable and will come to Romania as well. I mean, it's not only investing in the military industry, it's investing in everything else in this part of the world. For our viewers, maybe it's good to mention that there is a special treaty now between Korea, Japan, Australia, and New Zealand and NATO. It's like an extension of NATO in the Indo-Pacific area right now. So being part of NATO and cooperating with Korea, it's very much okay, according to the United States and all the other Western partners of Romania in this field. Please.
No, please continue.
Oh, I just want to ask the Minister, His Excellency Sang-il.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, thank you. I'm starting to learn a little bit of Korean, which is not so bad. Sir, we had an experience 50 years ago, 60 years ago, when during the War of Korea, many children from North Korea were received in Romania. And the good part of it is that thousands and thousands of young people, Koreans, you're the same nation at the end of the day, absolutely the same nations. And they speak perfectly Romanian, better than myself. And they knew very well the Romanian culture. That helped during the time. Now it's a new area. You're one of the most developed countries in the world, one of the most civilized countries in the world. You're very welcome and very respected all over the world. Having those exchanges between young people from Romania going to Korea and young people from Korea coming to Romania, and special for the cadets, for the military students, that must be very useful on medium and long term. I know Ambassador Rim Kap-soo took a special care with that to the conference we met this spring together with all the universities of Romania, and he mentioned that. What do you think about those cooperation in education between the officers, the future officers of our 2 countries?
That'll be a great idea to exchange young people in the military. It's going to be a kind of boosting power to cooperate each other. Actually, we have this kind of exchange programs in Korean Military Academy, in the Naval Academy and the Air Force Academy. We change our cadets to other countries, and then we receive the cadets from those countries. It must be a kind of allied countries. And then Romania and Korea, we have very close cooperation in economy, but until now we didn't have the successful results from in defense or the security areas yet. But as a symbol of our the strong cooperation in defense field, I will be sure that we will have this kind of exchange program very soon. So first of all, maybe cadets exchange program will be made, and also I'd like to propose to the relevant agency in the Ministry of National Defense in Romania that I will invite several engineers and then technicians in military field to come to Korea and then study in very specialized the college, which is KAIST, Korea Advanced Institute for Science and Technology. That is one of the highest ranking the technological college in the world. So they can give them a chance to study in a very high technology, which was owned by Korean.
Korea is on the top of the world in what concerns science and development, research and development. I mean,
So,
we are
yeah.
talking with the very top.
Yes.
So I will have this kind of chance to invite several the officers to study in Korea for the science technologies, which is going to be related to defense industry. So it's going to be a starting point or a fundamental, the basement for having defense industry cooperation. When they grown up to the middle level and the higher level, it is going to be natural to exchange everything and then sharing ideas and technologies.
They are young, they make friends to each other, boys and girls.
Yeah.
They know the language.
Sure.
They can easily connect to each other
Sure.
through modern technologies and free of charge. And that must help our countries decades from now.
Yes.
It's something which could happen in many other fields. If there is a Korean company wants to invest in Romania, he says, "Oh, I know somebody from Romania speaking Korean, which can show you the way, invite you to the embassy, doing those things." Your Excellency, please.
Yes, sir. As you said, yes, there are some universities here offering classes on Korean languages and Korean cultures. Some universities, they have Korean corners, centers also here. The Bucharest National University and the Romania American University, Bioaviation University, EASH University,
Yes.
And I met with many young students, brilliant, smart young students who are loving Korea, who are speaking Koreans, right? So I'm very much touched by their affection to Korea. And at the same time, I felt sorry for them because even though they are studying Korean languages and cultures in their university, but when they graduate from the college, there's not many jobs, Korean-related jobs here in Romania, right? So that compelled me again. I need more Korean companies here. I need more Korean investment here to offer Korean-loving students the high-quality jobs also.
See.
Yes, right. So that is my one of the most important responsibility to take care of those very young, brilliant students who can speak Korean, who love Korea. I have to take care of them.
Super.
Yeah.
Speaking about defense industry, Deputy Minister, because we had a defense conference last week in Bucharest and a lot of huge Korean companies were here. But after the Romanian Revolution 35 years ago and after the collapse of the Soviet Union, unfortunately Romania didn't invest in defense industry. So now we need to catch a huge gap. So can we do that with the help of Korea, for example, because we are willing to transfer technology and know-how, and this is a very important opportunity.
Korea is welcoming to transfer of technologies to reliable partner.
Yeah.
But I can say Romania is the real reliable strategic partner for Korea. So there is no reason why we are reluctant or hesitate to transfer those technologies. But how and then when is important. So when we have some subject and when we have some kind of contract And then that is the reason why we have to cooperate. So at this time, I can just say that we can transfer technologies to you, but we have to show our people. We made a kind of agreement or contract. And then so that's why Korea will provide a certain level of technologies to Romania. And then Korea wants to have some kind of mutual cooperation, and then it'll lead another economic effect to Korea and Romania. So it must be beneficial to both countries. So we have to show this kind of the logics and then process to all the people. That is very important. Just saying these kind of things to others is very easy. But as the member of the Ministry of National Defense in Korea, my word is a kind of the policy of my Ministry of National Defense. So I have to keep this to be happen in reality. So the Korean defense industry, once they are willing to provide technologies, and then it'll be happen because it is our policy. And you are reliable partners. So when you start our program, and then you will have the technology. And then yesterday, the last week when we have the conference, I heard a very specialized word, revitalization. That was mentioned by State Secretary. Actually, Romania used to be a very strong country in defense industry. But
Before 89, you're perfectly right.
yeah. And then all of a sudden, one of your national leaders made a decision not to use that capability to produce weapons. They didn't invest on that more, so finally you lost those high quality capabilities in defense industry. But at this time, many countries in the world realize that without any self-independent capability to defend ourselves, the alliance, it can be a kind of useless term. NATO is a very strong alliance between European and then the northern Atlantic countries, but you can feel the differences. In the Western Europe countries, they can say and they can support something, but in the eastern flank, you are feeling the threats from certain countries.
Absolutely.
So it is different. Even though you are the members of NATO, so you have to have your own capability to defend yourself. That's why you have to have your own industries with the full capable of production of manufacturing those items. Korea can be a partner for you to produce those items to fill or to reach the requirements from the military of Romania.
The Korean weapons are highly certificated by the United States. They use Korean weapons as well. So from this point of view, Romania would get the best products at the best prices, and also having the possibility, as you said, to produce those things here to enhance our security, as a matter of fact.
Yes, sir.
Two big Western countries, they started to make ammunition in Romania as well after the invasion of Ukraine, and also ammunition for the cannons you are going to produce in Romania. It's going to be made here, and there is a huge demand of ammunition in Ukraine, and nobody has the ammunition to give enough ammunition to Ukraine right now, because it's difficult to ship it from Korea or from the United States. You have to produce it closer and transport it for this kind of things.
Our weapon system is interoperable with American, the U.S. military specification. So we meet that because when we have combined exercise or training
in Korea, that you have very often.
Very often. The last year we have more than 100 times of the combined training and exercise with the U.S. forces in Korea. So that makes our defense industry have to meet the requirement of U.S. mil-spec. And then USA is a part of NATO country. So while we are meet the US mil-spec, and then automatically we have to meet the NATO standard as well. So our Korean defense industry's products are equivalent to the NATO standard equipment. So our system can be usable without any restrictions, any kind of limits. And then you mentioned about ammunitions. You have facilities to produce ammunitions in Romania. It can be used for Korean systems
as well.
Yeah, that is one of the key points why you have to choose Korean-made one. So once you have Korean systems operable inside of Romania, and then you can use your ammunitions made in Romania. So it is a kind of some strong points for from both countries.
Please.
I can add something because I share your opinion, and we share many security challenges. For example, I don't know, North Korea and Russia are similar challenges in many ways, and I know technically there is no peace treaty between North Korea and South Korea, so there's only a ceasefire technically. So based on your experience, you can teach us the defense system, to replicate your defense system. I mean, multi-layer defense system, for example, can be a huge opportunity.
Yes, sir. You have been to Korea.
Yes.
Yeah, so you know how our capital city, Seul, is
It's very close
to
I mean,
DMZ, to North Korea.
Kilometers.
Yeah,
I
only
mean,
40 kilometers away from the DMZ, the borderline between South and North. So our defense system is fully the focus on how we can defend ourselves. We are not focusing on how we can attack aggressive
of course.
Against North. So our system is to defend ourselves, our citizens. We have to defend. So that's why the first thing we have to focus was to make a defense systems from the artilleries from North. North Koreans, one of the strong points North Korea has is the large number of artillery systems, and then especially they have long-range artillery systems. Some of that artillery systems reach to the 200 kilometers to the range. So it is quite a long distance, and also they have very strong ballistic missile capabilities. They almost finished the capability of ICBM. So we have to defend ourselves. So that's why our air defense system is focused on against North Korean long-range artillery systems, and then later on we have to focus on anti-ballistic missile systems. You just mentioned about multi-layered air defense systems.
Yes.
So for our the tactical units or some very special domains, for example, some antennas and then some facilities for protection of headquarters, we are using a very short range of air defense systems. Chiron is one of the systems you already adopted in the military. We can reach the certain level of lower altitude the threats. And then the next one is a very short range of air defense, and the next one is the short range of air defense. We are using those systems together to reach the higher and the longer distance. And then finally, we made the range of air defense system. That is the focus on the anti-ballistic systems, ballistic missile systems. So we are still using PAC-3, Patriot missile systems. That is very nice systems, but because of the efficiency, that is too expensive to operate.
It's very expensive.
So that's why we made our own system, that is MSIM. So you can reach almost the same level of the PAC-3. And then we also finished the R&D program of LSIM, long-range anti-ballistic missile air defense systems. So when we have a very short V-SHORAD, and then SHORAD, and the medium level of the surface-to-air defense systems, and then a long range of surface-to-air defense systems, this system provides some kind of defense measures against North Korean attack. Not only just UAVs and then long-range artillery and then even from the ballistic missiles threats.
Sir, I want to ask you something. You know, drones from Russia attacking Ukrainian harbors on the Danube, they fail on the Romanian territory. That's one thing. Second thing, Romania is going to be in 2 years from now the biggest producer of gas coming out from the Black Sea.
Yeah.
The ambassador knows very well that. Did you talk with the Romanian authorities about those incredible systems which can enhance the defense of the gas station in the middle of the sea? Because anything can occur there. We don't expect a direct attack of Russia because it's a NATO country. But it happened, we don't know how, like it happened with the Nord Stream, that those installations which will be vital for Europe. Now Romania is taking out more than 1 billion cubic meters per year of gas from the Black Sea, and it will go to more than 10 billion cubic meters every year. Did you talk with the Minister of Defense about the systems? You have very, very good systems for sea as well, because you need to defend yourself against North Korea as well. Very good systems and at decent prices, which can be used by the Romanian naval forces to protect those stations, which will need protections for sure.
I didn't have any chances to introduce the system I just introduced to you, but
Oh, you just did it now.
yeah, I can explain that. You mentioned about drones. Actually, we didn't expect it. Drone can be a major aggressive means of attack to other countries.
It changed the war.
Yeah,
the
it changed the war. Actually, Ukraine, even though they are smaller and then the weaker than the Russian military, but drone is a kind of a game changer in a certain level of the battles.
The Day of Korea, which you organized on the Opera House in Bucharest, Minister of Energy, Mr. Sebastian Burduja, called you on the scene, your personal friend. Mr. Sebastian Burduja is joining us for the interview Monday at 3:30 p.m. And we're going to ask him about these discussions. Now we understand more about that. What I see is that you opened the gates. The gates were opened at the presidential level, prime minister level, but you opened the gates to all the Romanian government for Korea. Incredible work, and you and your team. And Mr. Minister, all you have to do is to continue this work, because I heard many high-rank Romanian officials saying, I would like to make Romania the Korea of United Europe, as a matter of fact. It's many people don't know, because you look very bright and powerful now, but for people of my generation, 60 years ago, Korea was poorer than Romania.
Oh, yes.
Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes.
It's incredible. Having American support and Korean culture, it's one of the top 10 countries in the world in all ways: prosperity, economy, culture, health, education, military, defense, and so forth. So everything was possible in a no time historical period. My colleague, he's a historian. He studied history.
I know. I know.
So if Korea had this opportunity and Korea is interested in Romania, maybe you can help to do the same things. Maybe you should promote here those what His Excellency the Minister Song Il proposed, those incredible systems for drones and for sea defense. Romania is going to be very interesting in sea defense due to the gas platforms. I mean, killing a gas platform can cut off the gas for all Europe, as a matter of fact.
The last question maybe for both of our distinguished guests. My last question, everybody is talking already about rebuilding Ukraine process, and you know Romania shares the longest border with Ukraine, and our goal is to become a hub or should be to become a hub in this process. So do you think this rebuilding Ukraine process can be an open door for Korean companies, not only in defense area, but in construction and so on?
Yes, again, the last April in Seoul, our two heads of state, they discussed a lot about the increasing boosting our bilateral economic cooperation level. And one of that is that apart from so-called strategic areas, and the other is that the making full use of Romania's very strategic position to enter into Ukraine directly from a Constanța area. So our two leaders, they agreed to further strengthen the cooperation for the rehabilitation and reconstruction of Ukraine when the war ends. And also, you may remember that 2 years ago, the 2023 May, when our Prime Minister visited here.
And visited Mr. Chuka.
Yeah, and they signed MOU on modernization of Constanța port, right? So we are ready to take part in, and we are ready to take a full advantage of Constanța, its geostrategic positions, to be gateway to Ukraine, also to the other Western European countries also. So I do really hope that after the defense and nuclear energy and infrastructure area, I think the first starting point will be around Constanța port.
Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. It's been a pleasure and an honor to have you here as an interview. You gave us a lot of information which will be seen, also written by our readers. Stimați telespectatori, în fața dumneavoastră, cu informații de primă mărime, Excelența sa, Ministrul adjunct al Apărării din Coreea, domnul Sang-il, și legendarul, ai putea spune, ambasador al Republicii Coreea la București, Excelența sa, domnul Rim Kap-soo. Vă mulțumim încă o dată, rămâneți alături de emisiunile noastre, ele continuă. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.